Okay, this will be a challenging one, just a little bit colour-wise, and see how we go. Right. I don't know how big we're going to make this one. We'll see, find out. This one will probably look better as a negative image, I'd say. We'll soon find out if we can make it look really nice. We're either going to stay on red or yellow. I think we're going with the red for this. So this is a negative image. This one's going to be an interesting one if we can make it look good. Okay. Okay, let's see how this looks. Right, what is it? It is a pamphlet of some script. What is it? It is Michael Hill, jeweller. It's a jewellery. Wear for love. A stupid empty slogan once again. Michael Hill's a big company, a big chain of jewellers. I don't have any faith in believing that they're in it for love, that they're just about making money. And you get the feeling, I don't really know for sure, because I used to buy my jewellery from them a while back, and you just get the feeling it's a little bit over commercialised. Like a lot of big business, it gets a bit too, they get a bit carried away with the love of money when they get big and strong, and they just lose their sincerity to the customer. You just get the feeling that they just get, the bigger they get, and it's true of most companies, that the bigger a company gets, the more greedy they seem to get. Don't know why. A lot of the time, people who own the companies pass it down to another company. Like, take Dick Smith, for example. Dick Smith has started out his electronic stores, this chain of electronic stores, and I do think Dick Smith is a fair dinkum sort of a dude, but he sold Dick Smith Electronics, and it got taken over at some stage by Woolworths, and Woolworths are a huge corporation, and they're greedy as fuck. Even though I have to go there to buy my food and shit, they're greedy. You can tell. They're just a big corporation, and they basically shafted Dick Smith's business. They did. They shafted it. They didn't bring any kind of glory to it whatsoever. They just ruined it, and it ended up going bust. No more Dick Smith now. I've still got a Dick Smith television that I bought just before the company collapsed. I haven't used it much. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, because I just tend to only have the radio on in the background, whereas television requires you to have an aware, to keep sitting down and watching it. You're doing nothing. Like, at least with the radio, you can do shit. You can do stuff apart from just watching. But anyway, it depends on the person. Look, I just don't have time for it. I just have things to do, like these demos, so I've got no time to sit down and veg out. So we're just going to make that a bit warmer. But basically, yeah, I just do what I do, and hey, I prefer YouTube, to be honest. My computer gets used a lot, and so do my phones. So I'm more into the gadgety sort of stuff and the computer more than the television. So let's see if this looks any good, any better than the first take. First take looked a bit promising, but it's too much purple and red. But I think, unfortunately, this one here has that there, so we're going to have to trim it out. So I think that might work well. It looks a bit better that she's showing more blue and green instead of this horrible violet against the red. So now we're just going to trim that off. We're going to just throw this on the recycle pile. But I just have no faith in these big companies, and of course the photocopier industry is full of greedy pigs too, and I just have no respect for it anymore. I don't respect it. I don't admire it. I give it none of my admiration. Like when I was young, I used to admire it, being as naive as I was and unaware of what was at play here, and basically the industry I've just totally lost faith in. I don't have any respect for them anymore. I treat them like they're my fucking schoolyard bully people. I just treat them like shit with contempt. I have no respect. They have a lot of foul language coming their way. If they don't like it, they can get fucked. It's their problem. It's their fucking problem, folks. If they can't tolerate constructive or at times destructive criticism, well, that's their problem. They don't like me, I don't like them. Same, the feeling's mutual, folks. The feeling is fucking mutual. I just don't have any respect anymore. I can't respect them. They're not going to do me any good turns, so I'm not going to do them any good turns. We're going to fight this. We're going to fucking pinch their fucking money, make them go down. They're going to look so bad. But what can I do? How can I get this shit to be shown? How can we show people that copier companies are a bunch of rip-offs? I mean, seriously. If you don't love your product, it doesn't have to be jewellery for you to love it. If you love, it doesn't matter what you make. You got to make it with a sense of sincerity and love. Otherwise, you should never be in the business. And one day, someone with a better idea will come and blow you out of the water, so to speak. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to bring attention to the world through YouTube, through Facebook, social media, whatever I can fucking do to make a difference. Because a photocopier shouldn't last just 5 years. It should last, at the very bare minimum, 10 years. But we've made this look good. The yellow looks more an orange, but we need to enlarge it a bit long here. It's still a bit short of that, so we're nearly there. But that looks really nice. So I just have no respect. I'm sorry, folks, if some of you guys might still be fans of Konica Minolta or Xerox. I can understand and I accept that, but these companies have to go because you guys might very well one day be working in a future photocopier factory where we're building real equipment, really good equipment, the best equipment on the market, and it'll destroy all the industry. For all we know, we could end up being a monopoly because our product is so good. I'm into photocopiers, and I've been into photocopiers now for on and off for decades. So I'm the kind of person that I believe should be running a really big company that does the right thing by the planet as well as the people. Make the machines last 60 years instead of, in this case, 5 years. And basically earning a lot of money and giving most of that money to good causes. So there will be plenty of scientific exploration and plenty of scientific discoveries along the way. So basically it's going to be a different world that we are trying to create. We're trying to create a world that's more environmentally friendly and fairer to everyone. Everyone gets to have a go. You know, no one gets excluded, or that's what we're aiming for in the future. Getting people to showcase their talents instead of wasting them on dead-end jobs from big corporations that don't care about the workforce and treat them like shit. They don't allow them to get paid enough money, and they can't afford to showcase their talents because their talents are normally hobbies. And if you can't afford a hobby and you've got a talent, your talent's going to go into the ground. You might as well have it buried in the ground. If no one gets to see it, even you don't even get to experience the fun that you could have. And that's the problem with capitalism. It's too much catering, and it tends to cater for people who are non-talented, or people who have got a lot of opportunities, but they don't share it with the other people who are less fortunate, who have something really good to say or do in this world, but they never get a chance, and they die not knowing their full potential. And that's just so not fair, and we don't want a world like that anymore. We want capitalism to be brought to its knees and crushed. We want to crush capitalism so that future generations will have a cleaner and greener and fairer planet, and that the world will will move as one, not be broken up into pieces and having cliques and groups that succeed and groups that fail. No, we want everyone to have a fucking fair go, guys, girls. So we need enough of this love of money. We've got to try and find out who the fuck we are and then find a strategy, construct a strategy on how to get there. I can't do anything to destroy the photocopier industry yet, but I'm hoping in time it will happen, and that from the ashes of the old industry will rise up a new type of photocopier, artificially intelligent, long-lasting, and good for the planet. But enough about that. I think now we can just call this one quits.